Alright, so this is going to be the exterior portion of the home inspection video. Obviously you can see I'm walking on the roof. So let's go through a bunch of things. Obviously, first thing I'll point out is obviously it's a new roof. Gutters are in good shape. You have 3-point ventilation, which is these vents. Right here is your roof vent. And I'll show you around. You have the gable vents, and you got what's called the E-block vents. So you have one of the best things about gable end roofs, which is this kind of design, is that you have 3-point ventilation, which is always the really good aspect of it. So you can see over there, that house over there, the yellowish one. See that vent? That's a gable end vent as well. So obviously, I wouldn't be concerned about gutter covers. Just get a leaf blower and just leaf blow it out. Once you get gutter covers on there, plus you get hardly any trees around here, then it becomes harder to clean. So let's go through this. First and foremost, through these valleys, this is called the California weave, where they weave the roof shingles underneath each other and start from there and work their way up. I like it the most because for a closed valley, I like it the most. The open valleys, I like the open valley is when they have where you see like the actual aluminum flashing for the valley. This is called a closed valley. But the weave is just a better way to prevent leaks from going through. As a lot of times you'll see where they snap a line, and then a lot of times they'll cut underneath it. So this kind of weave process actually gives extra protection layer for some of the most important areas where you'll get a lot of leaks. Storm collars, I'd probably recommend replacing some of them. Looks like this is just paint though, they painted it. But that's very small stuff. I think I'm gonna get off the roof now. All right. So obviously, a lot of times you'll see this kind of water moisture damage on the gable end fascias, and I'm gonna explain about that one gutter in the back real quick. I'll show you up top, then I'll show you underneath a solution, and I'll show you point some things out as well that I think would make this more secure. This side. So obviously you see the gutters detached, and obviously it needs to get put back in. But I'm going to explain to you on this side of the house what they did that they should have done on this side as well. All right, let's go back off the ladder. This is always the fun part where I hope I don't fall off the ladder on camera. All right. Okay, 1 second. Bear with me. It's a good time to get off the roof now anyway, because shingles are starting to get hot. All right, so I'm gonna go through this side now. So obviously, you're gonna see some warping like this on with the sun just beating down right here. And this is pretty decent condition for the siding, original siding. Obviously, we have some warping here that pulled underneath the mud sill. Could have been from the hose or just water in general or irrigation. But I wouldn't really concern about pulling out and replacing it. You could, if you want to be careful, if you try to screw that back in the mud sill, it might snap the bottom of the warping board. See, yeah, it is. So you kind of want to just maybe leave it as is. Okay, so let's see what else. Like I said, you have 3-point ventilation, so here's your E vent blocks right there. Not much to say over the front door. Like I said, I haven't even done the inside inspection yet, so I upload this, and then when I'm uploading it, I do the inside. So, okay, let's go to this gate over here. You can probably read. A lot of the times these gates are so heavy that they put a lot of weight on these on the 4x4 columns. So either you can adjust the hinge right here and move it back a little bit, and it'll actually raise this up a little bit, because right now it's obviously rubbing, and obviously it has to get fixed. All right, I'm going to go around this side. Actually, when I'm going around to the other side of the house. Okay, so let's keep going around here. So you got vinyl windows. It's a 4-inch concrete slab for your driveway. These are the old school way of doing expansion joints with the wood. You don't see this much anymore, but that's actually normal to leave the wood in there. Well, I guess we'll just go through the garage real quick. Okay, so I did run the unit, the furnace. I did take everything off, but I already put it back on. I took everything off to check everything, and we're all good. That's your disconnect over there. This is a proper way of doing a hot water heater, 6 inches off the ground, which is building code then. New homes is actually a lot of times actually instantaneous hot water heaters are actually on the outside of the house, so they'd be stubbed out anyway from the outside. All right, not a whole lot to say here. Oh, you can put a sweep here on the door if you want. One of those exterior little sweeps, and you can just screw it on the bottom of the slab down here. That would always, you know, it's just if you want to, just so you don't have rodents coming in here, or I would actually recommend it. All right, let's go around to the outside. I see it all the time with these kind of gates too. So the panel box, it's a Slovenia, which I pulled it all apart and I don't see any bad connections to be concerned with. They are, the Slovenian panel boxes used to be Zinsko's, or Zinsko is now Slovenia, or, well, they don't exist anymore, but they're known to have corrosion and considered a fire hazard in the bus, when there's corrosion on the bus space. But I don't see any concerns with that panel box. Okay, let's see. Obviously, again here, this a lot of weight. So one good way, it's kind of a makeshift way of keeping this straight if you have an issue with it. Obviously, the hinge was too far out. If that really bothers you, you can actually tighten it up over here, so that would not be sliding against the side of the trim. I drive a steel stake into the ground and then tie it to this, so it keeps it from moving. Otherwise, you don't want to be pouring new concrete footings for it. But usually a lot of it is just, they kind of just pulled away. It got loose off the mortar for the column supports, and a lot of it's just the weight. So it's a lot of weight for that 4x4. Okay, we'll keep going. There's some upheaving right here, but I don't think there's much you can do about it. Like I said, here's your gable vent right here. 3-point ventilation, which is, I think, one of the best things about obviously having a gable end roof. Okay, so this is kind of important. I'll show both sides of this. So on this side of the house, something really important to point out here, which is good, is that they blocked the ends where they cut this truss tail. Let me see, watch my finger. Back, tie this board in, and then they do that so that the fascia does not twist off and the gutters are more secure on the edge on this side. They did this on this side, which I'm wondering if this was done later on. Same thing over here. So I would recommend having that same thing done on the other side. So I'm going to show you how they did not do that on the other side. Okay, so a lot of this is, again, you're dealing with some really intense sun here, so you need to deal with a lot of warpage. Looks like just the top plates are warped, so if you want to get those replaced, just tear it out and replace it. This crack is nothing to be concerned with. That's most likely what happened was it's just two different foundation forms that met. See what I'm saying? So it's not a structural crack. Here is your shutoff valve and your entry, water entry. So this is your AC unit as well. Probably want to get new insulation on that. Oh, I took this off. Here's your sub panel box over here, which is quite interesting to see. As let me pull it off. Anyways, well, you'll see the photo. It's the only time I ever see something that's labeled beer on there. So that's kind of funny for a plug. Probably for the fridge. Obviously, we got to replace one of these vents. Oh yeah, I want to go over here. I have the same exact fridge in my beer fridge. That's funny. And there's also a beer fridge. Okay, all right. So with this, like, remember I was talking about the blocking at the end? They didn't do it here, which I think both sides obviously need it. And if that was properly blocked, that gutter would never pulled away. See? So I'd recommend, instead of just tying it back, but it's going to do it again, having this blocked, have that truss tail cut off 1.5 inches, and then tying it to this one just like the previous, the other side of the gable. So anyways, I'll show that more in the report. All right, this is not a way you do siding. So anyways, I'm surprised it's not more warped than it is than I thought it'd be. So I've seen it a lot in older homes. Technically, it went right over instead of using a Z-bar. And then the problem with that is, depending on what kind of nails, once you do that, you overlap, then you're going through 2 sheets before you even get to the top plate. In this case, it would be the top plate for the gable end. So that's kind of I'm surprised it's not more warped than it is. It already is. Yep, you can see where it's pulled out right there. So it's just not a way that you're supposed to do it. I would just leave it as is, obviously, and just, if you have to, you're probably gonna have to run some screws instead to tie it in. Same thing over here, like I was talking about the blocks. The other side had it, and this side doesn't. Okay, it looks like there's a patch job up there. I don't know what that's from. Obviously, there's a hole up there. So anyways, that's the exterior portion of the home inspection video. Thank you.